Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Eli. Welcome back to another video. Today is, honest to God, the most special day to me. LampLegs final Batman's Hollow. I think this deserves an entire video to itself. Honestly, the other few episodes I talked about were very awesome and sick, but this one by far takes the absolute cake out of it. Because this is not only, what shocked me the most, it's not only a Batman versus Owlsman movie. It is actually more of just a Batman movie as a whole. And the craziest twist and the things that come up with this and all of this. So we're going to talk about a few things. Warning, there is a ton of spoilers. I highly suggest you go watch the video, okay? I promise you. This is a guy, by the way, that has nothing but passion for the books, for the movies, all the passion for superheroes in general. And I am literally by far all for it. And this guy doesn't get paid for this. Can you believe that? I don't understand why. Lampley, you deserve the money. I don't care. What? Okay. I don't understand, but I don't know, but this YouTuber is honestly what I consider a great YouTuber, a whole and whole. All right. So we're going to talk about a few things that I think was pretty epic. Okay, let's get some of the actors that I'm at least familiar with, which is obviously LampLeg, and I actually am familiar with Popo over here. Popo, if I'm saying that correctly, Popo is officially now, I would say, would be a great cast for Hugo Strange. Honest to God, I'm not even kidding you, without a doubt, I was not expecting him to play Hugo Strange this well. This guy has a talent. I honestly cannot deny that Hugo Strange is just perfect for the role as, I got that backwards. Popo and Hugo would be a perfect match all in through. I do not understand this. This guy is so good. I love it. And let's talk about the actor himself, LampLeg, the guy you see all the time. Oh my gosh, I got something stuck in my throat. But what do I think that LampLeg would be perfect for? I'm going to be honest, I think to bottom of my heart that he would be a perfect Bane. The man is just bulky for the role. I would say he's pretty good as South American voice. He fits it. He knows what he's doing when he plays Bane, and I feel like he would be a perfect role. But honestly, I cannot deny that he plays Batman extremely well. And I think I say that by heart. But I actually have seen a few people who I think would absolutely be gorgeous as Batman. But honestly, LampLeg is definitely on the tier of Batman. And honestly, I would say he's the best tier for storyline, too. I can't describe this man as so good on his acting. I love some of the stuff he is involved with. And it's just all in all, a great movie, I would say, to watch. Especially when these guys are in the role that are acting. So my favorite parts about the movie in general as a whole, there's a lot of things I can go out from my favorite parts of the series and the show itself, or just, in general. And this movie sets the cake of plot twists to me. I feel like their plot twists are so insane that it's just unimaginable. The things that I expect from this movie was not just expected, but there was just stuff I wasn't expecting. I was just shocked about the craziest twists that you will see in the show or the movie, and it's things I never knew. And I cannot believe it was right in my face the entire time. There were so many episodes or, skits that LampLeg would made, and there's so many things of hints of this plot twist. So I'm going to just show you a clip, and I'll probably give you an explanation of what it is.
What? happened to you? What changed? What made you finally decide to kill? Starting with your own brother. Dr. Border, the patients are rioting. The most you can do is sit on your ass, sir. I was just kidding. So was I. No, I wasn't. Batman.
So those were my favorite scenes, so I'm going to explain them, starting with obviously the first ever one. The craziest twist it shocked me the absolute most, and in that scene surprised me with the Batarang, because there was a Batarang that looked pretty different. I was a little confused, but when I saw this skit or this video and this part of the scene, took me by surprise, absolute shocked me, filled with awe in my head. It was Batman revealing that he wasn't himself, that it was in technicality Zorro, and I think I'm saying that right, Zorro, behind the entire thing. I like to call him Zorro anyways. I feel like it's better than the other goofy name that we got for him. But in general, I did not believe that this guy was going to be appeared. And I'll explain more about this guy more later, because he is the main problem of this, or not the problem, oh my gosh, the plot of the story that I want to get into. But yeah, that scene took me by surprise and absolutely bewildered me. And then the second one, which I obviously got a nickname for it, and what I got to say about it is that I expected this one, and I will admit I kind of cheated a bit on knowing who this character is. I had no clue who Dr. Border was. No clue. And then I looked up Dr. Border, and then he was just a patient. He was just a simple patient from Arkham Asylum. And then I found something that absolutely shocked me. It turned out that Dr. Border was the Joker in disguise after his retirement, or just didn't want to deal with Batman again, or didn't see Batman for a while. And I think in that scene, it was super epic, because it brought back a comic book thing that no one has ever known or thought about at all. And I think it's so perfect that how he portrayed this version of Dr. Border / the Joker. And in all seriousness, I was still amazed by this surprise, because I had no clue what he was going to do. But ever since the whole thing with him and John Craner / Scarecrow, it made me start to realize more that it was him. And it was kind of obvious a bit with the whole like pills that he was taking and stuff. So I was like, this guy gotta be the Joker, but I wasn't 100% sure. So it was on my feet a bit. And then I kind of cheated, and then yeah, he was the Joker. So shocking epicness that I have seen from to date. So, and those are my favorite scenes. So I'm going to get to the characters as a whole, at least some of the parts that I'm going to get into that I want to talk about. I want to talk about a few characters. Number one, let's start with the Robins, Nightwing, and oh my gosh, Red Robin look freaking sick. I do admit, I do wish Nightwing had a more upgraded outfit besides the mask, but I will take this costume regardless. I'll take any of this outfit. Red Robin, sorry, I'm thinking of another one. Looks super sick. And I think these guys are super cool. I really like it. We don't get to see much of them, but it's very explanatory and it just gives you the answer out the windows and stuff. So I like these two a lot. And the villains, I'm going to show you a few of them that popped up on this, especially the two main villains that made me absolute giddy, I would say. So with Jonathan Crane appearing as Scarecrow, LampLeg had a great interpretation for him, and I really enjoyed this one. It really showed that Scarecrow is the pinnacle definition of fear, and I love that. I'm glad that Jonathan Crane gets to be more loved as the Scarecrow, since we haven't gotten, a really good Scarecrow since, the Batman movie. Not the Batman, but Dark Knight Batman. Yeah, you get the point. But it's pretty self-explanatory that he's a very good villain, and honestly, he is one of my favorite. I started to grow more to liking Scarecrow as a character, and then, oh my gosh, the beauty of it all. I already described about him being Bane, but I'm gonna just say this: him as Bane is very impressive. I love the LampLeg as Bane. I feel like if you put him at least in the voice acting role or at least the body role, I would say he would be a perfect Bane. I don't care if he's not tall enough. I know he's bulky enough for the role, and that's good enough for me, honestly. I like LampLeg as the Bane. Okay, I love him a lot as Bane, and I feel like he is perfectly in that row. We also get to see Riddler. I love Riddler. He looks pretty like his normal self in a freaking jail coat. He's pretty simple. The Joker. Joker was great because we haven't seen a lot about Joker, because I will admit we do get tired of seeing the whole Batman Joker scenario. But then Joker is kind of a good thing because it shows the main focus of Batman's psyche that we will get into very soon. And honestly, I feel like that's very perfect. I'm really glad that much more have showed up. Black Mask showed up, Red Hood. I'm pretty happy and excited for these guys of more things. I cannot wait to see more Red Hood stuff going on. I cannot wait for more of the Batman stuff, because this isn't just about Batman. This is Owlman. Both of these guys are perfectly made, but it isn't just a universal thing. It is also a big thing. And I was a bit confused about this villain. I want to talk about one villain that I was not expecting to even pop up and be a character, but it caught my eye. And guys, I want to admit something to you. The only main reason why I've never been that much of a big fan of Batman is because of his stupid no killing rule. I feel like most of the time Batman's no kill rule isn't that good, especially when you're dealing with a crazy man like the Joker. You're dealing with this other crazy villains that refuse to be good and they'll stay evil. And it's been proven multiple times. You have no choice but to get rid of Joker by ending his life. And me personally, I don't want to take a human life, but it's honestly to the point where it's like, if I'm a cop and I have a chance to destroy and kill the Joker, or even if I was Batman in this scenario and Joker had so many opportunities to die, let him die. I simply cannot stand that. That's been our biggest problem ever. And the stupid excuse is that Batman would go crazy if he ever did kill these criminals, and that he would lose his mind and stuff. And that's a really good excuse at some point. But there has been many times that Batman has gone through mental psyches and mental problems, and that he has struggled through so much as a mental issue thing. He has gone through all of that. So let's take it into accountability of a Batman who hasn't. What about a Batman who hasn't? And he has gone through therapy. He's been talking about the sessions, his problems, and that he doesn't have a second psyche until Zorro exists. Zorro is the main villain, and I am hyped. This guy is a great excuse for Batman to have issues or mental issues. It gives Batman a good excuse not to do the no-kill rule. Granted, I don't think it's been applied that Batman knows that Zorro is insane, in his head a lot, but it's been at least admitted that he never want to kill because of his mental problems. Because in this version of a Batman, there hasn't been no proof, I think, of him ever going through a mental issue besides probably like a fear toxin from Scarecrow or fear from Scarecrow or Joker's biggest problems. But I feel like we never got a good like mental problem from Batman. And I feel like this right here is a great example of Batman having a mental problem and needing to take accountability against Zorro. And I know that Zorro is going to be playing a big part as a villain. And I am absolutely stoked to see an evil Batman go up against any of the leagues, the freaking magic guys. I am even more excited because of Constantine and Lucifer himself are showing up in this. This is insane. The comic book glory is coming around, dude, because of LampLegs. I know this guy reads his stuff, and I cannot stand the editing. Looks incredible from that last scene. It's amazing. And I think it's been highly recommended. If I had to rate this movie as a whole, I would most likely rate it a 10 out of 10. I would say, and honest to God, one of my favorite Batman movies at a YouTube channel can ever create in eternity. I have seen so much Batman fan-mades, but there was nothing that took the cake than LampLeg did himself. You know, and it's even crazier because there's only been a few actors who have played. Popo has played, you know, Hugo Strange. His LampLeg's girl or wife has played Martha Wayne. And then you got, I don't know this other guy, but there's another YouTuber who plays a priest. I wish I researched him more, but I sadly didn't. So my fault, LampLeg. You can get mad at me for that. But simply put, those guys played only one role, while LampLeg himself played pretty much almost all the rest of the characters. I have never thought to myself that I would love a only one guy movie than like people having a whole group project movie. Like, genuinely put, I think this is the best Batman fan film in my eyes. And if you can get used to the whole same face of playing a different character or playing a character, it would be crazy. And I would love to be a part of that part of the series. I honestly wish I could. It would be pretty epic to be a character. I would even love to be a voice line for a character or something. I don't know what character I would play, but I would honestly love to. And it would be pretty epic. I would love to do probably any of the voice acting or whatnot, or any of the thug voices or whatever. Like, I seriously do not care. I would love to. And honestly, LampLeg, I never can describe how much of a great job you did. You put so much work into it, and I feel like you deserve so much love for this series. I genuinely think that everything you have worked on, especially when I first watched your TikTok, it made us smile. And I just want you to know that ever since I watched your TikTok, it made me more happy, because when I saw you growing and growing, starting becoming a better person on your series, you've been so focused on these other things, and I never can be more proud as a fan, and I really appreciate your work. So, and that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. LampLeg, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you guys so much for everything, and God bless you guys' souls. Peace out.